It's summertime, and that means it's time for beach volleyball and surfing, and for some people, sunburns. But what's actually happening when your skin starts to sizzle in the sun?
When you get too much UV or ultraviolet exposure, it leads to DNA damage in the skin. And as part of that, the body has its own intrinsic repair system which comes along and tries to repair that damage.
When you get a sunburn, the blood vessels in your skin dilate and inflammatory cells rush in to respond. That immune response is why your burned skin gets red and painful, and why a sunburn stays hot to the touch even when you're in a cold room. Your body can deal with some of the damage from a sunburn, but if you get too much DNA damage, the repair system can't keep up, so your body has to start shedding. The peeling of the skin is the body's way of getting rid of that permanently damaged DNA. Your risk of getting a sunburn depends on the type of skin you have. Experts break that down into 3 categories: people who always burn, people who burn and then tan, and people who only tan. All 3 groups are at risk of getting skin cancer, and if you got a bad sunburn as a child, you're especially at risk.
It takes time for skin cancer to show up. Later on in life, you may not be so exposed in the sun, but the effects of what you had before is cumulative.
So how do you protect yourself from the sun's rays? Sunscreen. There's actually 2 different types of sunscreen.
There's physical sunscreens, which essentially reflect the sun's rays, and then there's chemical sunscreens, and they absorb the UV radiation and transfer them into a different type of energy source.
And does it matter how high the SPF is on your sunscreen?
We recommend an SPF of 30 or above. Beyond SPF of 50, there's not much further benefit.
To stop a sunburn, slather on your sunscreen and reapply it every few hours. And if you do get a burn, doctors say the best thing to do is jump into a cold shower and put on some lotion.